Alright, here we go. Ba-ba-ba-ba. 3 more takes and I'm gonna do this on my shotgun mic. Here we go. So, hello everybody. I don't know if it's good morning to you. I don't know if it's good afternoon. I don't know if it's good night. Whatever time it is you may find yourself watching this. Today, on this episode, we're gonna talk about family. And particularly, I can't say that word. Particularly, specifically, I say specifically, my family. And even more specific, my family reunions. There's a reunion on my dad's side of the family, and there's a family reunion on my mom's side. On my dad's side, we've been having family reunions on consecutive years since about 1995 or 1996. And I guarantee I'm gonna get somebody call or text me while they're watching this and correct me, but that's okay. But on my mom's side, same scenario. We've been doing or having family reunions every year since about 1981. Again, somebody might call or text me. So to that family member who called and text me and correct me, I look forward to these reunions every year. We have a lot of fun. We get together and we eat, we laugh, we pray. We just enjoy each other for the weekend. It's not this formal event or something like that. We really just lay low, but we do have a plan when we show up, but it's not this just great formal thing. Who does what, who calls who, and this is what we do. It's not rocket science, it's nothing hard. Many people do it different ways. This is the way we do it. There's a person who will say, hey, because we live in different cities. Everyone doesn't live in the same city or in the same state for that matter. But there's someone, while we're at the reunion, will volunteer and they'll say, I'll host it next year. What that means is they'll make the phone calls to the hotels. They will get the prices at the venue, what it takes to, rent space if we have to rent space. And sometimes we're at someone's house. That doesn't happen all the time because it's a lot of people. They'll do all the running around and get all the information, and they'll send the information to the family, email, Facebook, text, whatever. They send the information and say, here's what we're doing, here's an agenda, here's what things cost. We have a basic reunion dues, if you will, that we pay. It's kind of by age. We break it up by age. If you're this old, if you're a senior, if you're this, if you're a child, if you're a baby. And those are the dues you pay. And you also have to pay for your hotel and your travel to get there. So it kind of varies in a sense based on how many kids you have or how large your family is. But the whole point is that information is shared with the family from the host. Everyone sends their money in time, supposedly, in a certain amount of time so that the host can reserve places, pay caterers if we got to do that. Sometimes we cook ourselves, but it just kind of depends on what's going on. Again, it changes, but so everyone pays their money and they show up and they at the hotel and we have a great time. And that's been the format for a long time. And while we're at the reunion, before we leave, there's the banquet or the business meeting where we talk about where it's going to be next year. Sometimes there's a volunteer, sometimes there's not a volunteer, and we take a vote and kind of say, hey, well, we've been down in the south for a while, let's go to the north, or let's go to the east or the west. But we try to get a location where someone lives. There have been times where we've done it, had these reunions in a city or state where we have no family representative there. And all that means is somebody had to take a road trip or make some phone calls and find out what's going on, or if they knew somebody in that city and they get the information and, it still work out. But so it's important to us. The main thing is we're committed to doing it every year. But here's something that I want to speak to that just really comes right to the heart of it. There are a lot of people I know that know I attend these reunions every year, and sometimes I've heard or comments, or sometimes I've been asked, they say, how do y'all pull that off every year? How do your family get together every year, same weekend, in different states, different cities? How do you pull that off? And because they'll say, my family, we live in the same city and we can't get together, and it's hard. There's chaos and there's fussing and fighting, and even though I don't have a solid reference point for that because I didn't grow up in that environment where my family didn't like each other. I was taught just the opposite. I grew up and we always loved each other. Like I said, we've been doing these consecutive years for a lot of years. What I would say to that is, as far as it depends on you, if you have the ability or to reach out to some family members and at least try to get it started or try to get together more often, I believe you will be grateful that you did. In my opinion, family is such the building block, the foundation of almost every relationship we have, which is the makeup of our communities. And if we don't have these communities in the neighborhoods, then what's the makeup of our city, of our state? It's the ripple effect that goes on and on. So I'm grateful to be a part of a family or have been raised in a family, both dad and mom with the same values, who put such an emphasis on how important and how valuable family was to them, and then taught it to me, and now I'm teaching it to my children, and hopefully they get it and it passes on to their children as well. What I decided to do today, this is nothing fancy. I just took the footage that I took at the reunion, and actually the footage you're about to see, this is footage from my mom's side, and I have not been able to get to the footage and edit the video for my dad's side yet, but it is coming. But this is the one from my mom's side. It's about, I want to say, either close to 2 minutes or right over or right below 2 minutes of footage. It's just some video. It's a lot of still shots, and just enjoy it. I hope you enjoy the footage, and if I could be even more specific, again, I'm gonna say that word the whole time. Specific, S-P-E-C, specific. I can spell it, S-P-E-C-I-F-I-C, specific. But when I'm talking, because I'm country, I might say Pacific, but it's specific. There's an S in it, S-P, specific, say it with me, specific. Specifically, this footage is it's about, I think, 2 minutes long, and I just could not take all the footage I had and use it. It was too much stuff, so I just downgraded it. And I hope that if you are one of those that say my family can't get together or won't get together or unwilling to get together, I hope this encourages you to be the one to try to start getting it together so that your family can do it. Or if you have kids, if you have children, cousins or whatnot, or if you can pass it on to them and encourage them to do it, even if your generation wasn't able to pull it off. So enjoy the footage. I hope you like it. I'll see you on the next episode. Thanks for watching.